Christmas books, so like a Christmas book every day.
Yeah.
Which I'll like have next year, like, I won't have them out all year, so it'll open one, and wrap it all. And I'll open one today, it's till like December first till Christmas. So I was like, I'm gonna book that first. Such a great idea.
Did you get that idea from video you sent me?
Absolutely, I can take that. Please.
Ready?
Call to order, regularly scheduled meeting of this library board. First order of business is to approve and submit September meeting minutes. With the Terry, we had a revision, but then I saw that there was one more. Why do we have September? Should be October. Should be October. I did update that. I just printed mine out. It says October on the actual minutes. It
The
says
minutes are
September.
right, the agenda is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I will move to approve the October minutes.
Second.
All in favor? Next, we have approval of the expenditures. We paid checks 74123 through 74125. And remember warrants and checks 74126 to 74216, totaling $268,280.62.
That was updated.
Okay, thank you. So now I don't get to see my emails while I'm at work.
Okay, yeah, there was one more check that was added, so there's just another check number in this.
Okay. Supplemental, thank you. So there's a supplemental warrant for check 74218 to check 74220, totaling $1,416.16. That one, is that correct time?
For the supplemental, yes, but then I don't know if you have the updated November warrants. The last number should be 217.
This is, I know, maybe not. I printed out the agenda at 4.
Yeah, that was
Yesterday, so.
What's fun?
3 of the different checks are not, it's supposed to end with a 7. 74217, you have that on yours?
Well, I have the agenda as the supplemental checks added, 74218 to 74220.
Right, but Tom is saying there's another one that ends in 7.
On the regular warrants, yeah.
Okay, so do we have a new total?
It is 268,000, it's $1 off, so $268,289.62.
Okay.
So where is 7? Where's
So the ending
November
check number
warrants.
should be 24217.
That's
What was
right,
that-
check.
what was that check?
That check was, Jamie's visa payment. I transposed numbers, so I had to, Eric caught it, and had to recut a check this morning.
And so the check that is, 74210 would have been voided.
Yes.
Anybody have additional questions on those items? If not, I'll take a motion to accept those with changes that came today that we just discussed. I move to approve the expenditures. Thank you. Is there a second? Stephen? All in favor? Okay, next we have approval of the financial reports. The prepays, November prepays and warrant summary sheets, budget report, income report, and the gifts, so we can, those. We're going to have questions.
what was the unit insurance claim money for?
So those 2 claims, we've had, and then you'll see in my report, we had this ongoing discussion with the insurance company
Yeah.
about whether they would replace the whole units or repair them.
That's
And so this is what they've reimbursed us for the repair. So they essentially paid us in advance for them.
to approve the financial reports.
I second. All in favor? Now we have president's report. By all accounts, the Friends 75th anniversary party, is a huge success. It's very well attended. Lots of the staff were at the New York Library Association conference this past week, which was good. I went for some of the sessions and got a lot out of it, so it is. And in case people didn't see it, the Friends are doing a fundraiser with Nourish Socks. They did this last year for t-shirts and sweatshirts, and that's going on until November 14th, Friday. That's all I know. Don't see anybody for public comment. We did have correspondence. We had a letter from Barry and Shelley Bader. I do want to talk about that a little bit.
I'm sure this was mentioned, I think Jamie mentioned it last month. This is a letter from the Vaders, really praising the help they got in the Saratoga room that accompanied a donation. They were particularly complimentary about Michelle and her help doing some research on Jewish history.
Nice report.
I didn't know if there were any questions, but of course, the big news is the elevator is done. And the supplemental warrants and that made it into, and I think that is it included a $1,000 final payment for the project to the architects, which I think is the last bit of money that will pay for the project, which means it really is, have to go back and do the totaling, but it's definitely ahead of schedule, and I believe it's under, which is like unheard of. And if you've had a chance to ride it, as Kelly just said, you almost don't feel like you're moving until the door opens and you're reach your destination. And they say that just because of the system, which is different now, which is pulleys rather than hydraulics, that over time it will get even quieter and ride even more smooth. So we're very happy for that. And the other thing that happened last week, and they were just here for a few days, much shorter than usual. The auditors that we have come to our annual independent audit of our financial situation have completed their field work in a particular about 3 days. And so we anticipate probably December or January we'll get the final audited financials.
We don't have committee reports, but we have department reports. Janet first.
Hi, all the way down here. Very sweet. It's the other side of the room today. So I was able to go to NILA last week, I did a pre-conference and I was able to connect with some people who work for the state, which is always a nice thing that state employees get to attend NILA conference, especially when it's local. They usually have a state of the state session, which I did not go to, but I happened to talk to someone, and they're going on until they hear otherwise with their the work that they're doing is basically how they're going about business. Another thing in relation to the annual report is that the software that the annual report has been using the past couple of years is Baker and Taylor, which is the yes. It was up shop by the end of the year. So they are working on, finding there's I only heard that there was one other company, but that's not true. There is one company that is the most viable company that was in competition with Baker and Taylor, and then there are a couple other companies. So they're gonna try, this will be an interesting year, but the person in charge of the annual report says they refuse to go to spreadsheets, so we'll hopefully have a new software in place. We were all told to download all of our data, which we have kept a report of it and we file it with the system and they have a report, but today I literally downloaded all the PDFs, so we have like probably the 4th or 5th copy of it just in case we need it. And yeah, so it'll be an interesting January or February or March, whenever they decide to, open up the portal of our new system that they refuse to have on South Street, so.
And you have a list of all different library policies, but we're in compliance, so that's just sort of like.
Yeah, so there was, I guess they wanted to update the, regulation 90.2, is that what I got that right after all these years? Yeah, so this is the public, there's comment period now, but if it seems like it'll move forward, and yes, we are already in compliance. That's good news.
Yeah, it's true. Anybody have questions for Jen? Not, we'll move on to Don.
This is more of the same. I'll just point out the computer smashing to everybody's chagrin, probably, and passing on a few others of those. We weren't able to connect and recycle things that way for our recent update of our computers. It would have been interesting to see what it was all about, but we couldn't nail them down for what they did with stuff after people smashed it, so. 3D printer is back up and running after downtime. And this, the computer's finally. And then as we've gone along, replaced them, I've been mentioning them, but we're finally up to date with Windows 11. Not that we necessarily need to be, but because Microsoft's, not licensing, but requirements for security, then it made our Windows 10 computers out of date, so. Past 2 years or so, I've been replacing the staff, and then just finished the public. Just last week. So we're all out of there, and then Brent's working with Jen, who just initially, working on revamping our intake of our incident reports so that it's more streamlined, less bulky, easier for people to give us what we need. Hopefully, maybe a meeting or two will show off the display, walk-in room display tablet that we've been putting together. It's a nifty little thing, but we haven't rolled it out yet. We still need some feedback from the departments that are gonna use it, but people essentially could walk up, request a room. It takes their information and logs it, which is basically all we do now is they request a room through the services desk, we log it, they go in. So this is just trying to modernize, trying to make it more self-service if we can.
Thank you. You don't have Trevor.
It was very spooky new services. And every time I tried to write something, I just tried to give you more pictures, so enjoy them. Happy questions are happy to talk. Picture, all pictures.
I do have to say, Halloween, like I wasn't feeling Halloween until I stepped downstairs in the children's room on Halloween. It was just,
And I have to tell you that Arthur the Armadillo is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I want one.
Yeah, so I was trying to, so that's a real item there.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he's a Brazilian armadillo, smaller than the ones that you find in America, like the southern part of America has the larger armadillos. And he's very special because he can curl into a full ball instead of just hunker down. But he trots around, it's the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. Like, I've never.
So what is that thing around? Is that his body?
Yeah, that's his shell. It's made out of keratin.
And it's bumpy like that, like how you call
Yeah,
it?
and he was raised, like, they got him from a breeder, so he was raised by an educator. So they just let him loose in here and he just ran around. he would walk up to you, like he came over, sniffed my feet, said hello, like he's very friendly. Yeah.
Are
And-
armadillos snuggly?
I don't think so. According to Adam, the educator, if you took a wild armadillo home, he would probably never uncurl, like he would be too scared of you, but because this one was raised by a person, like humans, then he just, you know. But what was even funnier is the next morning, we had like 5 therapy dogs in here and they all kept sniffing.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so that's- They'd never smelled an armadillo before. So I'm already voting to have him back.
That should be announced at the board.
Yeah.
We had a library pet.
He can live in my office, it's fine.
Yeah. It's probably not even non-allergenic.
I mean, he is a mammal, he's got fur.
Oh, do they
Yeah.
do?
Mhm.
Like under the shell?
Yeah, it's like belly fur. I'm a total expert now.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of person.
Yeah, no, he was like, I wouldn't have thought I would think he was so cute, and it was the cutest thing I ever saw in my life. Weird.
What does it eat?
Like they're omnivores, so like bugs, but also like veggies and things too.
Maybe they eat ticks.
Probably. And like we did some book stuff too, so I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's still more.
Yeah. It's, when I saw the picture, it just looked like a puppet or something. I thought it was like, you know, those puppets now that look like they're so real.
Goat is the name for the annual team meetup at the East Greenbush Library, so they invite team librarians from all over. And it's like a workshop day or day, but it's kind of a joke that like goat is not much of a now kind of term, but they still call it. But last year they had a goat.
We also have questions about books or armadillos or. Jamie.
We had a fun, diverse month of programming, and one of the things that we did was we participated in Dan's derby, but our really awesome car did not win, sadly. And then I just wanted to give a shout out. I know it's technically November, but my librarian Callie presented at NYLA, and she did an awesome presentation on drumming. And she did like half an hour talk and then 45 minutes of drumming, and she had a great turnout. So very proud of her.
Questions?
Well, this is totally off, but we're getting an escape room in Saratoga. Did I hear this? And I bring this up because it says escape room.
Escape Room is a program that Katie Rano does, and it's for adults with developmental disabilities. They use
Okay.
the teen room on Monday mornings, and it's an escape room for
Totally,
them. Yeah,
yes, not the
Yes, so
escape.
not like an escape room, like.
Right, it's not like a.
Yeah.
Escape. Make your way out.
Sorry. Thanks.
Sorry,
That's-
I abbreviated it to fit in the box better.
She saw many people this morning. 20 some.
Really?
It's a small space to work as an escape room, but.
They were crafting their little hearts out, it was great.
Just, is the collection actually radioactive?
Yes.
So it has to be secured.
I don't know if it's gotta be, I know we got the radon.
So, right.
Yeah, the tester.
So we have the tester, but I don't know if it's high enough to have.
All the levels were okay.
Nothing to fear. Did he live a long life? Did he live a long life, the doctor?
I don't know.
Because a lot of them who were doing that kind of work
I
didn't
know.
know to protect themselves, so.
I'll ask, Michelle will know, I'm sure. I'll ask.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Just a bunch of appointments today, not, knock on wood, not currently hiring for anything. First time in a while, so lots of positions. Lots of stuff.
You want us to do those now or?
You can do them now, it's fine.
Okay, we need to do these individually,
We need to do,
Individuals.
no, I think you could probably do them as they appear on the agenda.
So we want to make a motion to appoint, Ryan Baker, Michael Trinchillo, Sandra Pasio. I move to. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? I have, but I don't have, if you sent additional stuff. I
Yeah,
can't
and-
check my email when I'm at work.
Yeah, I mean, I sent another email, because it's maybe a complicated, long discussion. That it was a last minute thing. I was approached late on Friday afternoon by Joan Allen, the executive director of the Friends. Someone had approached her about the possibility of making a gift to the library in memory of their mother, who was a regular library user who had recently passed, and wanted to know if in return for the memorial gift, we would name a room or a collection or put her name on a plaque somewhere in the building, and wanted to know at what level they might get something named after their loved one. And as it stands now, we don't have any policy relating to naming rights, and the level of gift that she was mentioning is not anything for which we have any history of naming anything after anybody. And so I let her know that. So in the late email I sent you, I included a list of rooms that we've named for people or dedicated to people, or collections that we've done the same thing for, along with our policy that was approved a few years ago about gift acceptance, which is a pretty complex and complicated policy, but what it doesn't address is anything about name rights. So I don't know if that's something that we want to consider developing a policy for as we go forward, because it's happened a couple times in recent months that people have approached me. I think people are now the library is coming on to people's radar when it comes to estate planning and legacy giving, which is a good thing, but we're not really prepared with a policy since we don't have a long history of naming things in exchange for.
Where am I finding the current policy?
I included it in an email that I sent to you. It's also, it is included on the library's website. Now it's called gift acceptance policy. It's in that section of library.
Okay, I just observed that, after reading that policy, it seems that, the policy lays out sufficient parameters that we could make a decision
Yes.
about the request specifically, but I understand that it might be helpful down the road to have
Right.
some sort of a general set of criteria.
Right. And just so that you know, in this instance, when Jen approached me, the number that she was talking about was in the neighborhood of $5,000. And I told her that for $5,000, we'd never get anything for anybody. I mean, what we could really, I mean, and it is, and that's not, it's not super common that we receive that amount of money as a gift, but we have done. And so what we could do, what I suggested to her was a program, maybe a memorial program, or maybe the Friends can come up with something that they would name for somebody. So just what our history is in terms of naming spaces in the building, like right now we're in the H Dutcher community room. So all of the rooms that are named for people in the building are named for people who have a long history of service to the organization. So they're all former library directors or very long-term, like decades, or staff with decades-long tenure at the library. The only collection that we've really named for somebody is the Eric Albert collection. And we were named in his estate for a gift of about $500,000, which is the largest individual gift that the library's received. So just so you have a sense of what some of those, what our history has been. So for a $5,000 gift, it wouldn't fit into either one of those. So we might want to think about, we talked about a plaque somewhere that we might put the names of people who've donated at that level. The other plaques that we have, there is a plaque in the children's room that thanks the Rotary Club of Saratoga Springs and the Friends of the Saratoga Springs Public Library, who together gave $40,000 toward the renovation of the children's room in 2013. And those are on wooden plaques that are, and we have made a commitment to the Rotary Club that sometime in the future we'll do something that's maybe similar to that wooden plaque to commemorate the $50,000 that they've given us toward the Saratoga room. But that'll give you some kind of idea maybe of the level of gift for which we've done commemorative plaques or things.
There's something strange about the idea that it becomes a right, you give a certain amount of it. It should always be kind of up to the board
Right.
to approve it or not.
Right, and that's why I looked and I included a number of, or links to a number of policies from other libraries, and they do spell out, and they're pretty significant numbers. To say, for a nook in the new and popular collection, for $50,000, we'll hang a plaque. And that will be-
Do they leave themselves discretion or?
They do, and there's usually a time limit, there's usually that says as long as that space exists. So right now, we're looking at a master plan where we might move the Saratoga room, or we might, if we were to name the Stats Lounge after somebody and that room moved somewhere else, the name wouldn't necessarily with it, or that the naming rights are good for 20 years or something like, so they generally do include parameters and a great deal of discretion.
So can we potentially put it, are you okay if we put it on our agenda, since like I haven't read any of it?
Right.
I don't know if anybody else has read, the.
Maybe
I don't
I'm
even
sorry,
wanna-
I said I don't even want to offer an opinion, having not read any of the documents, so I'm wondering if we can just discuss it.
Yeah, and that's what I just wanted to get it on your radar, that the question that.
How much for to name the library itself? And all state Saratoga.
Well, looking at the companies. But like the.
Unless there's anything else that we need to discuss. Try to go into an executive session. Are you able to stay, Karen?